Dr. Franklin McCain, one of the 4 North Carolina A&T State University students who sat down at an all-whites lunch counter on February the 1st, 1960 in Greensboro, North Carolina. Dr. Franklin McCain is featured here speaking on a panel discussion about various issues on SPOTTV.
Because I think Martin's dream is fine. Martin is dead and he is not coming back in this world. And you ought to have your own dream. It's not enough to have Martin's dream. Having Martin's dream alone is a cop-out. What are you dreaming about? And quite honestly, I would prefer that you had nightmares rather than dreams. Because nightmares will take you off dead center. Nightmares will make you do something. Dreams will put you to sleep. And God knows we got enough for sleep. Where do we go from here? I think everything's changed but remained the same, in so many words. And you've heard the syndrome, the V-belt. I mean, everything just goes around and around and around. Doesn't change a whole lot. But I think anytime you are faced with things like the 2-tier wage system that's been advocated in this country, we say something in effect, don't be misled. They're not talking about just Mexicans. When they say let them come in and we'll work them for $5.50, $6.50 an hour, they're talking about you and me too. We ought to be concerned about that. We ought to be concerned even if they were talking about Mexicans only. That's dishonest to do that. Bring them here, work the hell out of them, kill them, don't give them a green card, and send them back to Mexico. You ought to be concerned about selective immigration. You know, you've heard all of your life, bring me your tired, bring me your hungry folks and your huddled masses, as long as they're not black. What do we do for the Cubans? We see them in the tiny boats and we pull them, we pull them, we pull them. What do we do for the Haitians? Get back, get back, get back! Get out of the boat. Stay in the water. If you're lucky, the sharks will get you. Racial profile. It's not only for folks who wear hats like this. You know that. They're talking about you and folks who look like you. I am not afraid of new ideas or new concepts. But I am afraid of no child left behind. I'm afraid of that. I really am, because I think there's a wolf there someplace.
It is.
And I think that the wolf is intended to, again, separate our schools, give us single-race schools. There is no underpinning for no child left behind. And some who are behind now certainly need equity in terms of how to catch up, how to improve their performance. And that just isn't coming. So I'm really afraid of no child left behind. And I've yet to see a private school that gave a quality education where you paid tuition of $1,000, $1,500 a year. I've yet to see that. And that's what's being profitable. I am concerned when we have a Department of Labor that stands up and tells big business how to underpay folks, how not to pay them overtime wages, how to reduce payroll. The very organization that is responsible for the welfare of workers. I'm concerned about that. You ought to be concerned about it too. I'm concerned about what I think is a very unjust war in Iraq. And heaven knows, it could be only months before you have your carbine across your shoulder. You've heard that we don't want the draft anymore, but you see day by day by day that we don't have enough soldiers. And if we don't have enough soldiers, you know where they're going to come from as the need gets dire. You know where they're coming from. They're going to be folk who look like you and me. And where do we go from here ultimately? I think it's politics. Politics more than anything else. And politics does include voting, yes. And I say politics because it is politics that will determine whether A&T State University exists next year, whether it's funded.
That's true.
It is politics that will determine whether you will be able to have a child. It's politics that determines how you die, when you die, and what you're buried in, whether it's a wood box or a steel vault. It's politics. It's politics that determines what's in your food, what's in your water. And it's politics that determines how you can or cannot get about in your community or in this country about. So I would admonish you, this year is an election year, and every election year is critical. But I think this one is great. I honestly do. I think this one is great. And I don't know about your politics, and that's why I'm not here for that. But if you believe in the guy that we have now, I'm just going to ask you, there was a group, some 15, 20 years ago called Creedence Clearwater Revival. And it had a song said, I want to stop and see what condition my condition is in. And that's what I want you to do if you subscribe to the tenets and the philosophy and the presidency of that guy that we have now. I'm getting a knee over here. And in closing, I want to thank all of the other panelists for wonderful presentations. And I thank you for your kind attention.